guys, what is going on? HDV here, and today it's a different kind of video because if you are not aware, there is a new Pokemon movie coming out called Pokemon the Movie 20, I Choose You. It's obviously a celebration of the 20th anniversary of Pokemon that was last year and everything like that. And yeah, it's coming out. It's stated to be released in Japan on the 15th of July 2017, so later on this year, then obviously coming out in Europe and America later on in the year. But it's pretty much going to be a film just retelling the first season, exploring most of the important plot points of this series. And we've had a couple of teaser posters about this film already, but they did just release a trailer last night, so I thought I'd just go over the trailer, do a little bit of a breakdown, try and compare the differences between the things that we see in this trailer to the actual first episode of the anime, seeing if there's any big differences that were pretty easy to see. And yeah, it is said to be about 1 hour 30 minutes long, the actual movie after production and everything. This trailer is only 1 minute 23, but yeah, so I don't know how they're going to fit like a whole series into a 1 hour 30 minute film. Maybe it's going to be something similar to the Pokemon Origins, where we followed Red through the adventures. It was I think a 4-episode series, and it kind of just quickly skipped through big parts and then just showed like the main parts, obviously him starting out, beating certain gyms, doing like Lavender Tower and stuff like that, and then beating the Elite Four. So it might be something similar to that, so just big time hops. But this trailer, pretty much, if you haven't seen it already, it goes over mainly just points from the first episode. But like I said, we are just going to go over a few things that are similar and completely different to the actual first episode. I have slowed this down quite a bit just for copyright. Pokemon are pretty horrible on copyright grounds. So yeah, we're just going to go through the trailer. This is obviously just a start. It's obviously in Japanese, but obviously you won't be able to hear it because you're just going to hear my voice and music. So this is the first scene. It pretty much just shows Ash, trying to get Pikachu to obey him and stuff like that, because obviously if you haven't, you probably obviously know, but of course Pikachu was reluctant to actually obey Ash in the start. But obviously through the episode we saw that what Ash did, and it kind of just gave Pikachu trust in his trainer. So yeah, the first scene we just see actual Ash trying to get Pikachu into the Pokeball, but obviously he's very reluctant. He's not happy. He's like, nah, ain't getting in that Pokeball anytime soon. And what we see here is the actual electric symbol on the Pokeball. That was in the first scene when the Pokeball actually comes up when Ash chooses it in the first episode. But then the electric bolt kind of got taken off in most scenes. I don't know if the writers and the animators just forgot that, or they just couldn't be bothered to add it in because they didn't think it was that important. But yeah, Pikachu's Pokeball actually has an electric shock on it, and I'm glad to see that they actually include it. It's quite a big thing in this, because it is a big thing. It's Ash's Pokemon. His first Pokemon is Pikachu. It's the mascot of everything. And we can also see here that if you hadn't known already, the actual hat of Ash, it usually has the kind of, I don't really know how you describe it, but you've seen Ash before. You know what I'm talking about, like this green thing here. That's been changed now. But obviously later on you'll see. I don't know if you can see it in this scene, but there is actually that symbol on his bag, so they haven't got rid of that symbol completely. It's still there. But yeah, so that is the first little thing that I noticed. So this is just more text. This is the scene where obviously he's pulling him up through the ropes. One thing that I noticed here though is that Ash doesn't actually have the pink rubber gloves that his mum gives him, because obviously in the first episode she gives him the gloves to stop the Pikachu electrocute him all the time and stuff like that, because obviously rubber doesn't conduct electricity and all that. So yeah, but in this scene he doesn't actually have the rubber gloves, so I don't know how the start of the movie is going to take place, whether his mum's going to even be in it. I don't know, it would make sense for her to be in it, but we'll obviously see that when the movie actually gets released. And then, like I said, this is just mainly parts of the first episode where Pikachu's just super reluctant to actually obey Ash and everything like that, and he's trying his best to just get Pikachu on his side, really, and Pikachu's like, nah, not happening. And here we see him trying to be like more friendly towards Pikachu, but no, Pikachu's still being really, really stubborn, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much this. This is obviously the big scene now where Ash falls off the bike in the first episode and off the cliff when he's running away from the Spearow. And it's where Pikachu gets hurt and everything like that. This is like obviously the big parts of the scene, because right here we see that there isn't actually a bike. And obviously in the first episode, Ash robs Misty's bike. That's how Misty comes into it. There isn't actually a bike in this scene, so I don't know if Misty is actually going to be in the film at all. Obviously she's a gym leader at the end of the day, but whether she just travels with Ash or not, I don't know. Because like I said, this is how Misty actually gets into the series. Like, he robs her bike and he has to pay her back for robbing the bike and damaging the bike and everything like that. So yeah, it might just have more concentration on Ash and Pikachu, you know, celebrating their journey and everything like that. So it might miss out a couple of key components like Brock and Misty actually traveling with him. I don't know, like I said, we'll find out later on when we actually get more trailers and stuff. But this is the scene that's like really cool. We see Ho-Oh. Obviously in the first episode, Ho-Oh, we only see Ho-Oh for a brief couple of seconds, and that is after the accident. I think it's this bit. Yeah, this is when they actually see Ho-Oh in the first series. They've just had the accident. They look up, obviously the rain clouds go, and then the sun comes out and Ho-Oh flies through the air. In this scene though, we see that they're really high up, so I don't know where they could be in this scene, because obviously there's clouds and everything here. Or are they trees? They might be trees or clouds. Either way, they're really high up. And then obviously Ho-Oh flies through the sky. So it has a lot more focus on Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh appears in the teaser trailer and the teaser posters and everything like that as well. So whether the film relates to Ho-Oh a lot more is seems to be said. On the descriptions of the plots and everything as well, it does say that Ho-Oh's appearance in the film will also be important to the film's storyline. So I can see a big focus on Ho-Oh in this film. And as we see later on in this trailer, obviously Ho-Oh flies across. Ash is like, whoa, that's a Ho-Oh, well, let me catch it. Nope, it's not happening. But he actually drops a rainbow wing here, which is obviously what you need to call Ho-Oh. And Ash actually grabs that, which we obviously didn't see in the first episode of the original anime. So obviously we can see here that this thing here is obviously going to be a huge have a huge important feature to the film, because obviously Ash can now call Ho-Oh from the top of the bell tower, even though that is in Johto. So I don't know how they're going to link it all together. But that was probably the biggest thing right here, is the actual fact that Ho-Oh, you know, there's a lot more focus on Ho-Oh in the scene, and he obviously gets the rainbow wing as well. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for the trailer. Ash is just looking happy there that he's just got the ring. He's like, yeah, cheers for that, I'm having that. But that is literally everything for this trailer. I think I've covered most of the things that were missed, that were, you know, big differences, such as like the bike not being there, the rubber gloves not being there, the more focus on Ho-Oh, even though everyone already can see that for themselves. But that's just a couple of things that I looked upon and found out about the trailer breakdown. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I wouldn't mind doing similar things to this if they do release future trailers or something like that. This was, like I said, a completely different kind of video. I don't usually do things like this, but I just kind of wanted to mix the channel up a little bit more. And yeah, just have a trailer breakdown, because this is such a nostalgic thing for me. Like the actual how fluent this animation is incredible. This is obviously playing in like not as fast, but obviously when you speed the trailer up, the animation is so nice and fluent, and the actual detail on every scene and every frame is incredible. You can see all of the effort that's been put into this film, into the production and everything like that, and I think it is going to be a really good film. And it's just so nostalgic for people like me. Obviously a new Pokemon film is going to grab the attention of all the younger audience, and then all the older audience as well that have seen the first series are going to come back to this just to relive their childhood for an hour and 30 minutes, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm super excited for this. Like I say, it does come out in Japan on the 15th of July 2017, what it's expected to be, and then it'll probably get released in the UK and Europe a few months later. But either way, I'm super excited for this film. Let me know if you guys have seen anything else in the trailer that I might have missed on. Like in the comment section below. I'd love to see if you guys have found anything that I haven't. But yeah, that is everything for this video, guys. So thanks again for watching. Have a glorious day, and peace.